If you're the most paid person in your group, you need to find somebody with some more money. You cannot grow if you're the big fish in a small pond. Some of us such a mess. We think so big, but little got us. I say it again. We think so big, but little got us. You impressed with yourself because you got it better than everybody in your crew. But if you would just cross the street, you'll find out that there's somebody else who got it going better than you. And you need to get some of those people in your crew so that you can find out what you got to do to get from where you are to where you're trying to go. And you got to have somebody you can pull up. There ought to be somebody that can stand and can validate your life, because they can say, you know, if it hadn't been for Jamal, I wouldn't have got there. If it hadn't been for Veronica, I don't think I would have made it. If it hadn't been for Tokla, if it hadn't been for Tundra, if it hadn't been for Caprice, if it hadn't been for God, I would not have made it. But I'm here because somebody reached down and picked me up. Can I talk to all you self-made, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps? That type of person does not exist, because anybody that got pulled up, somebody else had a hand in it. Because if you pulled yourself up by your own bootstraps, somebody had to give you the boots. Hello, somebody. You needed some help from somewhere. And what you got to be doing is you got to be trying to fix yourself with people who have a progressive, righteous mindset that will cause them to move forward in the house of God. Verse 7. He who works deceit shall not dwell in my house, and he who tells lies shall not continue in my presence. You fear God? God loves truth in the inward parts. So if you got a deceitful mindset, I love you from a distance, but I love you. You ain't gonna keep lying to me. You ain't gonna keep lying on me. You sitting there talking about, I'm so disgusted. Why? Because so-and-so, every time I do something, they tell my business. Let me get this straight. You mad with them because they keep on telling your business. Baby, you ought to be mad with you. Because the reality is, you ain't gonna just keep on and I'm gonna keep on too. Either you ought to find somebody else to utter your business to, or watch this, maybe you need to change your business so you ain't embarrassed when somebody tells you. Tell my boys all the time, dog, I got your back, but you ain't gonna use me for no alibi and no dumb stuff. You understand? If your wife called me in the middle of the night, hell no, he ain't with me. Did he tell you he was with me? Well, when you find him, you tell him to call me, because I'm not getting caught up in your stuff. If you get rushed by 15 dudes, we'll go back to back and fight till it's over. If your wife come knocking, I'm gone. You on your own with that one, player. What God hath joined, let not man put asunder. That's between, my name is Paul, that's stuff between y'all. I mean, I'm going to keep your secrets. Murder and treason accepted. You know, you out here cutting folks' head off, I'm telling you. You understand what I'm trying to say? Hey, this news you need to check out, man. Something ain't right with that boy. But the reality is, once I have noticed in you a lack of integrity, I got to let you go. I still got to pray. In other words, once I recognize that lack of integrity, you're no longer my boy. Now you're my ministry assignment. See, that's what's wrong in the church. That's why we get hurt so much. Because we try to make friends out of our ministry assignments. I wish I had somebody here who would understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm just saying that you need some work. And if I get hooked up with you, then your behavior is going to be detrimental to you and to me. to check your behavior, because what you're doing, God hates. And if God hates it, I've got to hate it too. And if I perpetuate a relationship with you as you do that which God hates, what I have just said was that my relationship with you is more significant than my relationship with God, which means that now I am guilty of the sin of idolatry because I've made you my God. And I love you. I'll go through hell with you, but I ain't going to hell for you. And I'm going to tell you that now. I'll suffer with you, I'll cry with you, I'll labor with you, I'll do what I can, but I will not lose my relationship with God just so we can stay cool. Thus concludes our sermonic presentation for today. Join us again next week as we continue the continuing saga on what it means to fear God.